Jabidowi, ja Bogowi, Tobie na Jabidowi lako, Jabidowia, to Jabido, Jabidowi tamu Jabido, i na moja. Dobira na Dawidowi rad, gotowia pio, do wabio, ja pilomina do gabiwo. Jabidowi, ja Bogowi, Tobie na Jabidowi lako, Jabidowi, ja Bogowi, Tobie na Jabidowi lako, Jabidowia, to Jabido, Jabidowi tamu Jabido, Dobira na Dawidowi rad, gotowia pio, do wabio, ja pilomina do gabiwo. mia vita, domina na Davidovi rad, gotovia pio, dovadio, ja pilomina dogabivo. Ja midovin, ja bogavin, domina ja midovina to. Ja midovin, ja bogavin, domina ja midovina to. Ja midovja, domja vido, ja midovina domja vido. Mia vita, domina na Davidovi rad, gotovia pio, dovadio, ja pilomina dogabivo. Ja midovin, ja bogavin, domina ja midovina to. Ja midovin, ja bogavin, domina ja midovina to. Ja midovja, domja vido, ja midovina domja vido. Mia vita, domina na Davidovi mi domina do capivo.
All right, you nutsos. Sorry about that. Let's get to it. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. This is a fantastic day. I hope you're having a good one. Welcome back for some StarCraft, but this time, StarCraft Learning the Tabletop. That's right. We're learning the tabletop today. Sorry that took so long to get started. Forgot to change out my laundry. I forgot to rotate my laundry once I got home. Whoops. Anyways, also I needed to put a band-aid on my stab where I got stabbed at the donation center by a needle to draw my plasma. Anyways, so enough about that. No. I poke my needle. My needle wound opened up a little bit, just a little bit, not very much. Just had to put a little band-aid on it. It should be fine. But we're here to finally learn the tabletop game. I am fairly excited. Got my G Fuel here. Don't worry, I drank plenty of water to rehydrate, refacilitate my veins, so I don't get dehydrated. Anyways, chat, I'm excited to learn about this game. Yeah, it's all this is. It's going to be a short stream today. Also, hello, Inuyasha guy. How are you today? If you're, but yeah, this is going to be it is going to be somewhat of a short stream today. Probably like an hour and a half. But we shall see how things go. I suppose I should, if you're interested, Yeah, bro. I suppose if you do end up getting interested in looking at the rules yourselves and then maybe going through them with me, I will actually go ahead and pin the messages. Pin the link. There we go. Oh, wait. Crap. Remove. There we go. There we go. That one's better. There we go. There we go, y'all. Okay, so that one is much better. So there's the link to the official rules and the battle build and the army builder. Because it right now, Pharaoh. Now this is still in a beta. It's just open beta now. They've released all the rules. Some of this stuff could possibly change by the time they are officially released. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm excited, so I think let's get into it, shall we? Oh, right. Do. I need to take that off real quick. Boom. Alrighty then, chat. Here we are. We are in the game rules. If we have time today, which we might. Yeah, if we have time today, we'll probably get into possibly building an army today, and then maybe working into maybe seeing if anybody wants to actually play the table up, because it is in TTS right now. It is in TTS, which is nice. That is really nice. Sip sip. So just like for my Warhammer 40K battle reports, it'll be the same with the StarCraft tabletop reports. I'm fairly excited actually to work on. Just like I'm super. I will say this a lot because I've always liked StarCraft. I just haven't really been playing it as often as I wanted to. I'd played it once, all the missions through, when I first started streaming, and then I haven't touched it since. And now here I am, back into the StarCraft scene, and I'm pretty excited at that. So, first off, models. We basically know what it is. Miniatures, what is an army? Count independent. All rules apply to the model through its. All rules apply to the model through its base. So not just the model itself. Physical miniature above the base is purely for aesthetic purposes. You know, that's actually fairly awesome. We're not entirely worrying about the model itself. Units, units one model. So already things are different. Things are different from the 40K aspect. 40K, it's if you can see the model, any part of the model, you can you can see it. You can bear line of sight. Here, it's as long as you can't see the base, you're fine. Like, okay, cool. Because I don't have to worry about that. I'll just open all these up. Composition, models. Yep, that's basically the same. And players' own units are friendly. Yep, that's the same. Stands on a base that occupies a single most important physical object in the game. The base. Okay, they are specifically stating the base is the most important object. It does not matter how a miniature is posed, whether it's okay, it doesn't matter how the miniature is posed. The rules are see only the base. The rules see only the base. Every measurement, every line of sight check, and every question about whether two models are touching or overlapping is resolved by looking at their bases. Nothing else. Cool. Cool. So like cool. So actually like if you know what? Hold on. All right, you know what? Hold on. You know, I want to see something. Hold on. I want to work on. Boo, 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 boo. Open you up. All right. Sorry. Checking some things out, seeing if I can just Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, neat. Okay. Oh, neat. Okay. Okay. So I can actually hold this up here. I can then get rid of this. Go back to studio mode. It's you down. All right, sorry. Come on, scroll down, scroll. Thank you. Boop 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 boop. Oh, boom 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 boom. Ah, oh. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm actually going to open up TTS for this. I'm just doing a bunch of stuff that come on. There we go. There we go. I'll have this set. I'll actually have this set over here so I can keep an eye on things while I am working on the other stuff. Now, does this work like I want it to? Let's find out. Wait, what the hell? Oh, God. I need to take care of that then. Hold on, chat. I can still. Oh, no, I won't be able to actually hear it. Wait, what? Oh, come on, really? It didn't do what I... Wait, where's my... The hell? Excuse me a second, chat. Well, I apparently figure out a technical difficulty. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there it is. I don't know why. Okay, come on. Down we go. Don't know why that wasn't a thing, but okay. All right, there we go. Now it's kind of fixed. Anyways, boop. All right, there we go. All right, now. Uh-oh. Now what happened? Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay, look at that. Oh, wow, this is actually kind of cool. Well, okay, this is it's apparently one of the the test maps for StarCraft. But anyways, this will be good for or maybe we can go to maybe we can go to this. Oh, really? Oh, well, there's really not much else. Not much to actually go here. That's okay. That's okay. We'll just do an additive load. All right, there's that. All right, yay, here's the board. And then you need to load in. Well, just load in. Let's go. You know what? Let's load in some Zerg. Oh my god. Why must okay. I okay. You know, we'll just work on these guys over here because hey, there's really yay. Okay, so we have multiple models. All right, come here, you. Now back to the whole spiel of oh. Okay, I need to get rid of the Steam stuff. Oh, how much is that? Wait, how much is the oh, that's a decent price, but I won't be touching the early access of that for a while. All right, so basically, a fine example. We're not being Archon's not being nitpicky about like seeing body parts of the model. It's if you can see the base, you can see it. If you can't see the base, but you can see the arm, you can't see it. This is not true line of sight. It is line of sight towards the base. Everything revolves around the base. That I will say is probably already a fantastic ruling. I am pretty excited about that, really. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about that. So that's nice. That's actually really nice. Oh, wait, I can just do. What? Oh. Oh. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, so while this is going on, I got to adjust my chat boxes for a quick second. I'll just have that set here. Boom. Once again, more technicalities. All right. So basically, yeah. Scenic. No overlap. Paces may never overlap. All right. If a model cannot be set without its base overlapping another base or impassable terrain, it simply cannot go there. All right. So that's a very similar rule. Scenic freedom. Players are free to add scenic bases, custom conversations. Yeah. Custom conversion. Okay, so that's cool. Just know for rules purposes, base and the size characters on the unit card are only things that count. Marine standing on a pile of rubble is no taller than one standing on a bare base. So have at it, y'all. Convert to your heart's content. Wobbly model syndrome. What the heck? When a model cannot sit flat on the terrain, both players should agree on where the model would stand if the surface allowed it. Oh. So they aren't going by the rule of if it okay, that's actually kind of cool. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. So basically this guy, if he wasn't able to sit on there, if he like tips over, normally at that point he'd already fall on the ground. You'd basically just go to your opponent, hey, my dude's up here. I'm just gonna set him off the side, be like, yep, okay, cool. All right, he's right there. That's all that matters. That's actually kind of cool. All right. That's actually neat to know. That's very neat to know, truly. So it almost by the rule of if it's sit, it's actually not even that. They're completely disregarding the if the model can't lay flat, can't go there, or if the model sits, it fits. Like it's basically it's just, hey, a model can't fit here, and that's where he's gonna want. That's the closest part he can be to the rest of the unit. Combat faction tags. Yep, that's a similar combat tags, flying tags, anti-evade. Yep, all those we know about, or well, sort of. Anti-evade is a different word. Evade is something like, I'm guessing, like an armor save or something. Piercing. What is piercing? Treat this weapon's damage characters as X. I'm guessing I'll learn about that later. The ground combat tag and the ground level elevation parts 8.3. Okay, are just in concepts. Flying unit standing on the playmat is at ground level but does not have the ground combat tag. Okay, so if it's flying, just because its base is on the ground doesn't mean it's on the ground. Okay, cool. Active player. Active player whose turn it is to act. Some rules, particularly react. Okay, controlling player. Specific unit. Yep. Friendly and enemy. Yep. Keywords. That kind of stuff we know about. Yep. Some weapons have keywords. Some units have keywords. Some abilities keywords. Keywords do not stack. Oh, gaining the same keyword twice. Okay, so basically like sustained. Sustained does not stack. Active abilities are deliberate choices, stem ejection, a mod switch, a called shot. They require the unit to be activated and must be triggered immediately before declaring an action or immediately after one fully resolves. Yep. Just like, okay, so just like with all the rest of the Warhammer stuff or activations, got to be called before use. Sometimes we'll more than likely like just be like, oh wait, crap, I meant to do this. Is that okay? It's like, yep, perfectly fine. Just a chill aspect. Cool. Passive abilities. Yep, we know about passive abilities. Are inactive while the unit is in reserves unless otherwise stated. Okay. Reaction abilities. Battlefield's reflexes. They fire in response to a specific target. Okay. Each player may resolve one reaction per activation. So the normal activation sequences. Okay, it's basically like kind of like an Overwatch. Each named reaction ability may be used only once per round by a specific unit. This named reaction ability. Oh, okay. So if like two units had a similar, if two units had like similar abilities, like say both units had an Overwatch ability, you can only trigger one. Okay. Good to know. 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 Want to react the same trigger. The active player resolves their action first. Oh, the active player. Okay, so this, all right, so activation is in reverse order. It's active player first, then the other player. Okay. Normally it's the other way around. Each use this. Oh wait. Different units may each use the same named reaction. Oh no, never mind. I take back what I just said. It was okay. That's kind of awkward wording then. Because it said that they where is it at? Each named reaction ability may only be used once per round by a specific unit. I guess. Wait, hold on. A single unit cannot use this the same named reaction more than once per round, even. Okay, so a single unit cannot use this use that reaction twice. But different units may use the same. Okay. All right, now. Okay. And each unit is limited to one reaction per activation. Gotcha. Per reaction. Gotcha. But not the same one. All right. And then dice rolling, we pretty much know dice rolling dice was set by D6. D6 rolling die, the result is the number. D3 is a D6 and half the result, rounding up. 1 and 2 is a 1. 3 to 4 is a 2. 5 to 6 is a 3. Gotcha. Roll offs. When a roll off is called for, both players roll 2d6. Oh. You roll 2d6. Okay. Rerolls. Abilities grant the reroll, allowing a second attempt when the first result is unfavorable. Pick up the die and roll it again. The new result replaces the original, even if it is worse. Yep. I've ran into a lot of that. Rolling a 1 into a 1. Yeah, that's always a fun one. Modifiers. All right, this is going to be the new one. Are they different? Are they going to be like Warhammer? Only one modifier really active, unless they're stacking sort of in a weird way. Anyways, modifiers adjusting. Okay, X modifier plus X modifier makes the roll easier, reducing the target number by X. Minus X modifier makes it harder. Gotcha. Designer's note: adjusting the target number, not a target number, not the dice roll itself. This keeps arithmetic simple, as a player always knows exactly what the target number is. A target number can never be modified below 2 or above 6. So, modifiers do stack properly. Gotcha. None of this whole +2 still only gives you +1 to hit, unless you get a -1 to hit. Then okay, I don't know all this weird bull crap. Or weird stuff to modifications. It's like it looks like it does stack comparatively to Warhammer. So like if because in 40K right now, because I'm going to be referencing a lot of 40K stuff because that's the other Warhammer tabletop that I play. Well, I have started getting into Age of Sigmar, AOS fantasy. Well, there is another fantasy. It's Old World, but I don't play Old World, which I kind of want to get into the Small World stuff because the Grand Cathay models look fantastic. Anyways, essentially, no modifiers can be worsened or lessened by 1. So basically, if a unit gets hit with a +1 to hit, that's the best they're gonna get. If they get hit with a +2, so like if they need a 3+ to hit, and they get a +2 to hit, it's only gonna get better by a +1, so it's only gonna go to 2. Or say if their original is a +4 to hit, they get it and a 4+ to hit, and they get it with a +2 modifier. It's still only going to be as good as a +3 to hit. Yeah, it can be no better or worse than by 1, and that's just towards the to hit and to wound rolls. Everything else gets stacked. So that is definitely kind of a little weird. And a little weird, a little interesting. And the only way the other plus comes into play is when the unit actually gets with like a -1 to hit. So if like it has a +2 to hit, it gets a -1. The -1's only going to counteract one of those modifiers. So it turns into just a +1 to hit, still allowing you to hit on 3s. So on and so forth. So it's a little weird. That's probably one of the things I don't really care about. I might actually work on a list of stuff that I dislike for Warhammer 40K before the 11th edition comes out. And do a bunch of talkings and iterations of that kind of stuff. Anyways. So yeah, modifiers, +1 to hit, it affects the total value, not the die itself. That's basically a standard thing. But they do stack, but they can't be worse than better. They can't be modified below a 2+ or above a 6+, which means just like for Warhammer, 1s are auto misses, 6s are auto successes. I wonder if that... Oh, so does that mean even for saves, it's still an auto success? Exactly what the target number is before the rolling that. It's always, and it also ensures that automatic successes on a roll of 6 and automatic failures on a roll of 1 are cleared, no matter how many modifiers are applied to a single roll. Okay, so it applies to everything. Okay, so it actually applies to everything, not just like to hits and to wounds. If there's is there wounds? I don't think there is. If I recall them talking about it, I don't think there actually is a to wound. There's like an extra thing called evade if it applies. But ooh, okay, so like everything cannot be worse than nothing can be worse than a 6+, and nothing can be better than a 2+. Cool. I'll take it. I'm actually all for that. Fixed additions rule says D3 plus 1. Roll the die and add 1 to the result. Okay. Yep. We know that. It's a target number. It generates value. No amount of preparation guarantees a perfect outcome, and no situation is ever truly hopeless. The die always leaves room for the unexpected, regardless of final target. A natural roll of 6 always succeeds, and a natural roll of 1 always fails. No modifier or ability can override these boundaries. A null value, which is just a dash in parentheses, indicates that the capability does not exist. No modifier can grant a rule where a null value applies. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay, tests. One of the rules asks the player to roll against a number, an armor roll, a hit roll, or even a evade check. That rule is a test. Okay, so everything is essentially a test, just about. Same logic. There is a target number. The player rolls, and the result either meets the threshold or it does not. Okay, so basically, if it asks for this kind of test, it's like, okay, I'm yeah, sippy sip. Sorry. You hear me go quiet. It's probably me thinking, or I'm taking a drink of my my refreshment. So okay, that's actually fairly nice. I'm actually okay. That's base. Still, that's kind of still that's much like with other war games, like 40K. Not everything involving dice is a test. Value generation, a charge roll, a D3 damage roll result simply reduces the number that the player adds the die result to the base value as instructed. There is no target number to beat. Oh. Result of any test, identify the base target number, apply all modifiers to determine the target number, and roll the die. Gotcha. Cocked dice. Okay, if a die does not land flat on the playing surface, lodged against the terrain, tilted on a base, or off the table entirely, the roll is invalid. Pick it up and roll it again. A player should agree before the game on what constitutes a cocked die. The simplest test. If the result isn't obvious at a glance, re-roll it. Gotcha. I ran into multiple people who actually like did do various things to resolve a cocked die. I've seen people actually just go ahead and go bang on the table. All right, there's your result. Which actually, if I recall correctly, you're actually supposed to just re-roll it, not bang on the table to find the result. But it's whatever. All right, that's basically that's the core rule. That's the dice. Sorry, that's the dice. Where's part 1? Hey Archon, where's part 1? Are we missing part 1? Hey, Archon Studios. I think you're missing part 1, or you just go straight to part 2, unless that's intentional. It might be intentional. Yeah, it may be intentional. We'll see. All right, let's go ahead and go on to part 4 then. Measuring and movement. Measurement of distance is probably not much different in the way. I don't think this is much way different to what we do in 40K. Players may measure any distance at any time, including before declaring an action, during an opponent's activation, and between phases. Okay, yep, that's normal. Between models, measured from the nearest point of the model's base. Yep, because it's base to base, not model, because it's a base measurement, not model measurement. So a big difference. A big difference because model measurements is like any part of the model itself, and base it's from base measure from base to base. So yeah, ignore overhang, weapons, wings, limbs, as scenic elements. Yep, because the base is. So yeah, this the base thing itself is the biggest difference to comparatively to 40k, because 40k it's any part of, again, it's any part of the model. Here it's strictly the base. Can't see the base? Can't see the base, can't see the model. And I'm already in love with that. I'm already in love with that. Base-to-base contact. If two bases are physically touching, the distance between them is 0. Yep. Okay. Tokens and markers. Measure to the nearest physical edge. Yep. Just like with the unless some tokens don't actually have bases. All right. So, man, this is really making me want to go ahead and buy up a box of the starter box, and possibly get the bundle. Do the starter box that has Terran and Xeric and the Protoss box, but I need to see things first before I jump the gun into that. Yeah, I definitely need to look into things first, and then we'll see. Then we shall see. All right, visual, 3 examples: flat ground measurements, measuring around terrain, measuring to a model and elevation. Oh yeah, elevation. When I calculate distance between models at different elevations, always measure horizontally from a top-down perspective. Oh. Okay. The vertical height difference should not be included in your measurement. Okay, this applies to range, engagement range, and the range of abilities. Okay, so, okay. So, all right. So basically. Oh dear God, let's pull them. Wow. Oh, that's a lot of dudes. All right. So basically, give me this. Can I just get a Marine, please? Thank you. Okay. All right. What I do with that? Yeah, just give me Kerrigan. So basically, we don't. We don't measure at an angle. It's just a straight line. No matter the height of the bottle. Not no diagonal measurements, just from here to here. Okay. Oh, all right. Very simplified. Like, just cut this corner. The no need to worry about elevation. Just like, okay, they're up here, but you can still basically see them at the proper distance. So like if you can shoot 12 inches, yeah, like we're not doing the whole boom measure upwards because that gets awkward. It's just straight. It's just a straight line. Oh, wrong button. Yep, just a straight line. Yep, it's just a straight line. It's like 8.6 range. Okay. No angles. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. So I'm thinking that it's supposed to have pictures, but something tells me that some of the pictures aren't actually implemented yet. So, but that's okay. Within versus wholly within, that stuff we pretty much know about. That stuff is the same. We know about that stuff. The leading model. Oh, yeah, this is where the movement itself is actually fairly different from 40K. Leading model is a temporary reference point used to execute a unit's movement. Whenever a unit resolves a move, deploy, run, charge, disengage, or close ranks action, whatever that is. I'm pretty sure we'll get to that here soon. Huh. Hold on. I just ran into... weird. Anyways. Their actions or abilities is instructed. Move the leading model first, measuring its exact. Okay, so leading model is temporary reference. Okay, so it's space. Okay, it's referencing this. Point used to execute a unit's movement. Whatever. Other action or ability that instructs the unit to nominate a leading model. Okay, so basically it's any model within the unit. Move the leading model first, measuring its exact path, then set the remaining models in valid coherency around the leading model, which we'll read coherency next, which is probably like basically a set amount of inches away from each model to remain like the unit. Remain within the units grouping. Coherency, but that's this. Yeah, this is the big difference. This is the big difference with movement. You move one model, and then all your other models ignore like it's the number of inches and just go towards unit coherency around the leading model. Not you're only worrying about one model of the distance of one model, not the distance of all the models. But then, if I recall, then set remaining models around the leading model nominee ends once the action resolves. Unit with the leading model highlighted 2 enemy units at different distances, showing how leading model of choice affects. Okay, and then unit coherency. Incoherency, basically wholly within 3 inches. At the end of such an act, okay, coherency is checked at the end of any action that requires models, including move, deploy, charge, disengage, close range, run, place, and summon. Okay. At the end of such an action, all models in the unit must be wholly within, not just not within, wholly within 3 inches of the leading model. Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. So basically, if there's like 3 inches of this from this guy, they had to be within that circle. Hold on. At the end of such an action, all models in the unit must be wholly within 3 inches of the leading model and able to trace a valid coherency link to it. If this condition is met, the unit is coherency. Huh. Oh wait, is this rules? Oh. Oh, this is Oh, interesting. Oh, I actually did not notice this was here. Okay. But this is probably a little bit out of, this is probably more than likely out of date. There's probably because there's probably some differences from this, so we'll just continue going from the actual thing here. Anyways. Okay, so that's also a difference. It's not wholly within. It has to be. It's not just within. It's wholly within. Okay, so that's going to be. I guess that that's a defensive maneuver from bunching them all together. There probably is like a max unit limitation as well to protect from that. So that's cool. Excuse me, coherency link. When placing model after a move, set the leading model first, then set each remaining model one at a time, wholly within 3 of the leading model, and able to trace a coherency link to it. Link is a chain of imaginary lines drawn model to model through models of the same unit. Links cannot be passed through models from another unit. Oh. So you can't just like accidentally push 2 units together and you start getting them all modeled up together. Like can happen sometimes in 40K. Okay, so no 2 units can really be intertwined with each other. Gotcha. Yeah, look at it. In this example, yeah, this is. I'm guessing that this is actually supposed to have like a picture. It's just not there yet. Okay. Oh, and any model that cannot find a legal position in maintaining the coherency link is immediately removed as a casualty. Okay, so it's not like temporarily still there but gone at the end of the phase. It's, as a matter of fact, if I recall, you can't even move it. Now you can't even move the unit if they can't end in coherency. In 40K. So okay. That one we're fairly aware of. Directly towards and directly away. Some abilities force a unit to move directly towards, okay. Or directly away from another unit. Draw an imaginary straight line from the center of the acting model's base through the center of. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. Sippy sip. Yum. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be talking a lot, apparently. So yeah, we're definitely seeing a lot of differences already within this game, and that's actually awesome. It's very much simplified, very much just straight. It's actually pretty straightforward, really. Yeah, so far it's actually fairly straightforward. A model moving directly towards cannot end further from the target than it started. A model moving directly away cannot end closer to the target it started. Multi-model units moving directly towards the leading model must be the one with the shortest route to the target. Oh, move it first. Set the remaining models as close to the target as possible while maintaining coherency. Okay, so no like angled shenanigans. It's basically you go toward that target. From what I understand, it's no real angled shenanigans. Cool. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. If a model is forced to move off the battlefield edge by any involuntary movement effect, it stops at the edge of the battlefield and in contact with the table. The model cannot be moved beyond the battlefield boundary. Oh, interesting. Okay, so before it. Okay. I I actually like that. I actually kind of like that. Because it doesn't just mean your models are dead, because I know in previous iterations of Warhammer, previous iterations of Warhammer, if you got charged off the field through like battle shock or leadership, or like running away or retreating, if they somehow got moved off the table, they would just be dead. So, okay, this keeps them from just dying. So that's good. I'm wondering if there's I wonder if it's gonna. Okay, again, it's again we're not seeing the picture visuals, which kind of sucks. Hopefully they fix that soon, because that's definitely a big thing. All right, gap clearance and model size. Not every gap in the terrain is wide enough to squeeze through, and a siege tank does not thread the same needle as a Zergling. The leading model can bypass through gaps depending on the unit's size 2 or lower. Okay. All right, size 2 or lower. This is a size. Okay, so I think they already kind of skipped past a unless I missed it. Yeah, I think I missed it. So base can they size, can they go through? Oh, size 2 or lower. Okay, may size 2 or lower may pass through gaps at least 1 inch wide. Infantry and smaller creatures exploit narrow corridors. The large units cannot. Okay. Does that mean they go through the wall? Is that what that means? May pass through gaps at least 1 inch wide. Infantry. Well, it doesn't really. It doesn't exactly say, so possibly not. Requires a gap at least 3 inches wide. So units cannot just go. I'm guessing units cannot just go through walls. Without gaps. Oh, all right. There. Measurement and movement. Huh, okay. So not every gap in the terrain is wide enough to squeeze through, and the siege tank does not thread the same needle as a Zergling. The leading model can pass through gaps depending on the unit's size size 2 or lower, may pass through gaps at least 1 inch wide. Infantry and smaller creatures exploit narrow quarters that larger units cannot. Yeah, understandable. Size 3 or larger requires a gap at least 3 inches wide. Regardless of clearance, a model cannot be set where its space does not physically fit. Clearance governs movement through a space, cannot stop, not stopping inside one. Openings and terrain pieces, such as archways, doorways, and breaches, are treated as gaps for the purpose of gap clearance. If the surrounding terrain piece is size 2 or larger, the gap must be wide enough for the model size category. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, that's understandable. If you can see the gap, basically you got to go through the gap, not the wall itself. Gotcha. Flying units ignore gap clearance during movement. Their leading model moves point to point, bypassing all terrain in transit. However, the leading model must still end up in a legal position where its base or stand physically fits without overlapping other model space or stand or terrain. Huh. I wonder if that also means... Okay, so I'm wondering if that means... Okay, flying units ignore gap clearance during movement. Their leading model moves point to point, bypassing all terrain in transit. I'm guessing that means all right, I'm guessing that means okay, where's Kerrigan? Right here, Kerrigan. Oh, I have a Kerrigan right here. I'm guessing that means when measuring from point to point, you ignore the verticality of this and then basically just come over to here. So you're measuring from point, like I said, point to point, and you're just ignoring verticality. Okay. Interesting roundabout on that. I might be thinking of that wrong, but okay. If that's actually how it's supposed to go, so yeah, all right. Okay. Cards and characters, unit cards. All right. Hey, we have a picture finally. Jeez, took them a while. Sippy sip. Anyways, every unit has a unit card, and I'm cold. 1 second, chat. I'm gonna grab a sweater. Be right back. All right. I got my sweater. It should be good. Should be good, y'all. Because yeah, it's cold, and I'm still not running my AC as high as I want it, or my heater as high as I want it to, because hey, trying to reserve bills being freaking expensive. So I gotta just get used to the cold. It's a little chilly. It's like 63, 65 in my apartment. Most people will be like, look at that and go, dude, that's such a chilled. It's like, it's fine. I just need to get used to it. But it also doesn't help that only one area in my entire apartment gets proper heating. Because it actually has technically three. It has three ventilations, but they're all sealed. Everything's ceiling. Everything's on the ceiling. Nothing comes up from the floor. And during the wintertime, that sucks. Because due to science, heat rises. It sucks. And so it gets cold because I live and because I'm in the basement, lower section of the entire place. Technically, the basement. And yeah, technically the basement. And all my ventilations comes from the ceiling area. Everything blows downwards. But then because heat rises, it gets colder faster here in my place. So I really can't wait to move. I really cannot wait to move. I'm actually fairly excited to get out of this place. I'm fairly happy to get out of here. Anyways, back to oh yeah, one quick little thing. One more quick thing though. It also sucks when they don't put the vent in the right position. I had a vent that was upside down. Whoever put the ventilation in there put it upside down. So whenever my heater or my AC went on, it wasn't blowing downwards on me or into the vicinity. It was blowing at the ceiling. I had to flip it around. But it also doesn't help when whoever built the place and put that in painted the damn vent to the wall. Really, guys? Sometimes I really I have actually gotten pretty tired of this place. I'll be I'm gonna be happy to move. So now I'm looking at multiple places. I will be happy. Well, I will be happy once I can move. I will be very happy. Oh, neat. Oh, neat. Okay, I actually kind of like that. But yeah, I will be very happy I'll be very happy to get out of here because, like, the couple of the places I'm looking at, if I'm lucky, one of them will essentially be me basically buying a mobile home. And you know what? As much as people rag on mobile homes, they're actually kind of cool. They're cheap. They're affordable. And when you get tired of living in it, you can just sell it off. Won't be for the price you bought it at, but hey. But it'll be a place to myself. I won't have to worry about people bothering me. I can actually start doing some other streams that I really not able to do in an apartment. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, back to learning. Unit cards and cards and characters. Okay, unit cards. Every unit has a unit card that provides all the information needed to use it in game. Yep, just like just like the data cards. Unit name, speed. Awesome. Yep, unit name. 2, the speed. How many it's in movement. The maximum distance in inches. The leading model may travel in a standard move. Split values. Use the second value only when that unit is reduced to a single remaining model. Oh, okay. So basically, for the Zealot, when it has multiple models in the unit, you go by the 4. So you would move the leading model 4 inches and add them every other model within wholly within 3 inches of him. And then if he's by himself, you move him 7. You can move him 7 inches. Okay, so that's their roundabout way from like if the model gets reduced down to 1 unit. And one model in that unit. Okay. Okay. Sounds good to me. Evade. Or when the unit started with a single model. Okay, the unit cannot move or be repositioned by any means, including place. Choose a leading model in it and move it wholly within X of its starting position, then move and replace all the models in the unit, maintaining coherency. Place ignores gap clearance. Okay. Place ignores gap clearance, terrain restrictions, and elevation requirements. The leading model is moved and set directly, not moved along a path. However, they must end in a legal position. Models may be set. Really? Models may be set within an engagement range of enemy models. The unit becomes in. Huh. You know what? Okay. I guess you can actually move them in engagement? Interesting. Oop. Okay. Evade, a secondary defensive characteristic representing agility, used only when a rule or condition specifically grants an evade rule, a null value. The unit cannot make evade rules. An ability that explicitly grants an evade rule does not override this. Okay. A 5A shield. If this value is present on a unit card, add it to the hit points. Oh, the hit points of the first model. So only the first model has the shield, and once the shield is up, it's gone. The unit is shielded. The unit loses its shielded status when the total damage assigned to it exceeds its shield value or when the first model in the unit is removed. The shielded status is referenced by other abilities. Losing shielded status does not remove any remaining hit points. It only ends effects that require the unit to be shielded. Loses shielded status when the total damage assigned to it exceeds the shield value or when the first model in the unit is removed. Okay, the shielded status is referenced by other abilities. Losing shielded status does not remove any remaining hit points. It only ends effects that require the unit to be shielded. Okay, if I'm understanding this correctly, all right, so if I'm understanding this correctly, so looking at this guy's shielded 3, so even if there's like 2 attacks that would reduce it to that has like 2 damage per hit, even if both attacks go through and there's like 1 overlapping damage, that damage isn't going to go through. It just removes the shield. If I'm reading that correctly. Six, the model's vertical height category used for line of sight and terrain interaction. Oh. Can see what a model can see, and by extension, what it can target with attacks and abilities. All line of sight checks are resolved from a 2D top-down perspective, looking directly down at the battlefield from above to check whether a model can see a target and trace an imaginary sight line from any part of the acting model's base to any part of the target model's base. It does not pass through any blocking terrain. Area specified with a effective size of 1 or greater, the target is visible. No further checks are required. If the trace passes through blocking terrain, the target is not automatically hidden. Apply the cover rules. Okay, we haven't quite got that. We haven't quite got to that yet. To determine whether a terrain's difficulty, full cover, the terrain's effective size is equal to or greater than the effective. Full cover, the terrain's effective size. Direct cover, the trace passes through a terrain piece, and either the attacker or the target is within 1 inch of the terrain. Is equal. Oh, okay. Elevation dead zone. A model on high ground, size 3 plus, cannot see a model at ground level that is within 1 inch of the base at the same terrain piece, and vice versa. The same close quarters exceptions applies. Okay. So if I'm looking at that correctly, because this is saying it's size 3, he cannot shoot Kerrigan when he's on ground base. Cannot see a model at ground level that is within 1 inch of the base of the same terrain piece, and vice versa. Each terrain piece is assessed independently. Models ignore the full cover rule. Direct cover and the elevation dead zone still apply. Treat a flying model's effective size as higher than the effective size of any terrain piece on the table. Well, okay. I think we'll be getting to that more later on. Probably on the battlefield. So hit points, yep, size, supply, profits, links the number of remaining models in the unit to its current supply value, updated immediately when casualties reduce the model's count to a lower bracket. Supply is used for deployment, mission marker control, and disengage checks. Okay. Okay. All right. Sippy sip. And that's all my G Fuel. Time to switch to water, because that's probably better for me. All the G Fuel is mostly just to wake me up a bit. Wake me up inside. Oh, hey, my dryer went off, but I don't need to grab it right yet. Weapon profiles. We kind of know about that kind of stuff. Phase, the phase in which the unit. Yep. So like the shooting phase, the fight phase, stuff like that. RNG, which is range. RNG, target. What it can or can't. Just like in StarCraft, some units can only shoot at this. Some units can only shoot at that. Some units can actually shoot at both. That'll actually be fairly important for this. Okay, cool. Oh, I suppose I should switch back to reading. Haha. Special rules and upgrades. Units, combat tags, faction tag, the faction that the unit belongs to. Okay. The reverse of each unit card lists optional upgrades available during Army Builder, which we'll probably get into that if we have time later. What time is it? Oh, okay. Where am I at? We're on 5 cards and characters. All right. We may be looking more into this tomorrow instead of today. Yeah, we may be looking more into this tomorrow and not today. I mean, more tomorrow instead of I'm playing the video game because I'm actually already really interested in playing this. We're not even through all the rules yet, and I'm pretty excited. I'm okay. I'm more than pretty excited. I'm very excited. This definitely feels a lot more simplified. I can't wait. Can't wait. One second, chat. I need to look at something. No, nope, nothing on that, nothing on that, nothing on that. Woo-hoo. Okay. Okay, nothing on none of those. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So, all right. So, new abilities or weapons added to the profile. Basically, this, if I, all right, replacements and entry show for weapon name and names means the new weapon replaces the original entirely. Okay, null value. Obviously, the unit lacks this capability. No rule is possible. Army slot, the slot type, core, elite, support, air, or hero required to field this unit. Okay. Occupies. Okay. Kind of need a proper representation here. So I'm just gonna. Can I flip you? Ah, yep. Okay. No, your sentry, prayer to guards, adapt. Okay, zealous. Zealot. Okay. All right. And looking at this, it looks like it's actually more or less on the lines of um looking at this, it's more or less on the lines of God, can't think of the word. Um weapons the what they did in 9th and previous edition weapon loadout for weapons loadout. Like each weapon, some weapons had a different value to adds to the unit and stuff like that. But I think, but instead of for just one model, I think is it the whole. Okay, flavor text, describe the unit's role, army slot, the slot type. Still need to learn a lot of this stuff. Okay. Interesting. I'm slightly confused. Huh. I know. I'm guessing it'll talk about point values a bit later. Six models, height value. Okay, 7. Supply profile links and remaining models in the unit to its current supply value of a unit. Supply value at this moment based on the number of models remaining in the unit as shown on the supply profile. 6.1 update the current supply value immediately whenever it casually reduces the model count into a lower bracket. Okay. So basically, and if I remember, it said that the supply value for stuff is like kind of like its OC. If I'm interpreting stuff like that correctly, it was referenced when checking whether a unit may be deployed from reserves, when determining a mission marker, when evaluating tactical mass or disengage, and when calculating victory points for supply-based scoring condition. Okay, so basically kind of like its OC stuff. It'll change depending on the unit size. Gotcha. All right. Oh boy. That'll be something we'll look into probably a little bit later. Building number, is that in here? Supply, the battlefield. Yeah, the supply system right here. That's probably what we'll get into next. And I'll probably actually go ahead and just do that tomorrow. Instead, chat, we're going to finish this up. Okay, no commander goes into combat alone with gods, a creep tumor, and a good position, sensor, sleep, and reserves, or a sonic storm held back can change a lot. Change a lost battle into a rout. The tactical cards are the strategic resource orders and doctrines a military leader has available to him. Bought before the battle and deployed when they are most needed. Okay. So this is. I played a game while I was at LVO. This game was actually made by. Yeah, the game was made by. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, it was made by Tabletop Titans. It's called where is it at? Wildwood, and essentially, you have a set number of units. You go back and forth, which I think is what this game actually does. If I recall hearing some of the rules for it, it's not I go you go. It's a back and forth. Alternate activations. Is what it is. Like, you still have your phases, but both players essentially go at the same time, almost. Kind of like how StarCraft actually is played, is both players are playing at the same time. There's no real turn-based stuff. It's so on and so forth. Anyways, but their game was like it was alternate activations. You did you moved a model, then you did your attacks or special abilities with them, basically performing its action. And you also drew. Also, it was also a card game. Basically, you had cards that helped, depending on your supply points that you had. I forget what they were called. Yeah, I completely forget what they were called. But you could do a lot. It's you spend a number of points for a card's cost, and it would help a specific if as long as it hasn't been activated, help a specific unit out or a unit out or a specific unit out. And I actually really liked that. It was awesome. It was cool. It was cool. I like that. All right, faction cards. Or tactical. Or actually, we haven't got finished reading this yet. Oh, close those because I haven't quite got to them yet. All right. Tactical cards were purchased with Vespian gas during Army Builder. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll learn about Vespian gas. Oh, yeah. Okay. Vespian gas. You have 10% of the mineral. Basically, the minerals is essentially the points. And it's basically instead of saying a unit is worth like 170 points, it's worth a unit is 170 minerals. It still say that it's points, but I'm guessing it changes. Oh, it doesn't actually say on here. Interesting. Probably says it on the back, so on the reverse on the back of the card. Probably. Probably. Anyways. The name of the tactical card, unique marking. If present, only one copy of this card may be included in an army. Okay, so you can only have one of those cards, one tactical card of each thing. Okay. Faction tags, race tag, and sub-faction tags that determine which armies may include this card. Okay. As long as you have enough Vespian gas for each of these tacticals, you are good to go. And you can really have any number, I'm guessing. Or is there, or is there a maximum that you can actually have? Resource CP for Terran, BM for Zerg, and PE for Protoss are the amount generated when this card is exhausted instead of using its special ability. Oh. The organization slots unlocked when this card is included in the army. And slots are in addition to those provided by the faction. Okay. Special abilities. One or more active, passive, or reaction abilities resolved using the standard rules. Okay. Faction cards. The faction card is the foundation of every army. It defines who you are, what doctrine you follow, and what forces you are permitted to bring to the battlefield. Every army must include exactly one faction card selected during army building. Okay. Okay, faction name, the name of the faction. This may also function as a keyword reference by other rules, faction tags, race tag, and sub-faction tags that specify which units and tactical cards can be included in the army. Starting army slots. The organization slots provided by the faction card itself. Additional slots are unlocked by purchasing tactical cards. The faction's resource and the amount generated. Okay. And special abilities. Yep. Mission cards. Every conflict has a purpose. A contested line of minerals, a crash shuttle with vital information, or Zelnaga relic glowing with power buried deep beneath the surface. Mission cards decide what the conflict is about, how long the battle will last, and what must be achieved to win. I actually have oh god, I actually have tired. Okay, the G Field really isn't doing anything, so I'm probably actually going to take a quick nap before my buddy gets here so we can play some Warhammer. But I actually have the Risk variation of StarCraft. Yes, there's a StarCraft Risk, and it is fun. It's actually a lot quicker to play that than it is to play regular Risk. That is if you're playing the missions. Because, oh my god, that game is actually pretty fun. I'll eventually probably play a game of it at some point. By myself. Like normal. Anyways. And and that's kind of set up the same way, sort of. So yeah. All right, supply name mission cards are chosen during the draft. Okay, that's in part 9, which is preparing for battle. Okay, which is we'll worry about that. Name of the mission, the game scale. This mission is signed for the skirmish standard or grand offensive. Great, grand offensive. What the deuce? Grand offensive. Is that like a 3,000 point game or like a math? Oh, no, you know what? You know what? I'll worry about that when we get there. Starting supply, the supply pool available to each player in round 1. Supply escalation, the amount of which which the supply pool increases at the start of each subsequent round. Game length, the number of rounds played before the game ends, usually 5. Oh, so there are differences in each of these games. Okay, mission parameters, setup instructions, mission marker status, and any special conditions that apply from the start of the game. Scouring conditions, how players earn victory points at the end of each round. Not scouring, scoring. Additional conditions, special rules or for winning. A unique mission. Okay, so basically like the previous edition. So basically, okay, yeah, mission cards. Interesting. Okay, deployment cards. Okay. Location, visual, okay. Gauge, narrow canyon channels, the entire attack into a kill. Oh, yes, I should note. Okay, I have like dived into some of the rules a little bit. I did like listen to some videos while I was working, though I wasn't able to listen to them fairly well because hey, distraction during work is not the best of things. But anyways, I digress. One of the things I did notice is you don't start with any models on the table. Just like in regular StarCraft. You don't start with any models except for like some mineral workers, but they don't have those in the game currently. I don't know if they're actually going to be building any. And if so, I don't know exactly what they're going to end up doing for the official game itself. So we'll see how things go. Oh, sorry. I went quiet because I heard this like tiny hissing. I'm like, where's that coming from? It just came from my bottle because it's like some gas. All right. Engagement, the game scale, the deployment is assigned for. The required table size for this. Oh. Right, because just like in 40K, some table sizes are different. Entry edges, the table edges assigned to each player. Units enter the battlefield from their assigned entry edge when deployed from reserves. Zone of influence, a restricted area extending 6 inches inward from each player's entry edge. Enemy units arriving from reserves cannot end their deployment within this area. The zone of influence does not affect units already on the battlefield. Okay. Sounds good. Do I have like a deployment card on here? Oh, yeah, right here. Yeah, right. This looks to be like essentially what the deployment is. Like red is on this side, and then blue is on this side, and it goes up a specific number of inches, right? Doesn't really say. I'm guessing it means, hold on. Zone influence, restricted area extending 6 inches inward from each player's entry edge. Oh, okay. So basically 6 inches from the edge is how many inches it can move. Gotcha. So this Marine is not able to actually end outside of 6. Though the Marine can really only move 4 inches. which means he can only come in 4 inches from the field, and all the other Marines will have to come in within 3 of him, wholly within 3 inches of him, but cannot extend past 6 inches of the table edge, of the influence edge. Gotcha. All right, sounds good. Marker conditions. Precise measurements for positioning each numbered mission marker on the battlefield. Using the deploy card during the setup. Once the deployment card is selected, follow its instructions in this order. Turn the table dimensions, assign entry edges to each player as a zone of influence markers at the corners of each player's entry, where applicable. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So we got to part 5. Within a span of like an hour and a half. Interesting. Okay, so that's okay. I'm actually fairly interested in this period. I want to play this, and I want to learn more. So if anybody's ever up for a game of StarCraft tabletop, do let me know, because I'd be more than I am very much up for learning this game pronto. This will be very interesting to play, and I will be super excited to play this. So, but that's gonna have to be all for today, chat. Yeah, like I said, just simple, short learning of the game itself. So I'm happy to actually start getting into this game and go forward. Wow. Okay. Yeah. We'll get back into this later on. So we'll be on part 6 tomorrow, learning more through this. Probably good that I don't just like dump all of this information on myself and you guys. So I'm also, it is also going to be a curious thing, is how big is this going to get once the official release is like completely done. Once the pre-orders are done, like how many people are actually have bought it, how many people are going to be into it and playing, and all sorts of fun, good, jolly stuff. God, this is making me really want to purchase it. I may talk to my buddy, be like, hey, do you want to split on a bundle? You want to split on a bundle? I will be super I'm not actually going to do that. But I will definitely look into it. Maybe I'll get something to see if I like it. I might just get the starter box, which according to the bundle, it's only it's like, what is it? How much is just the starter box itself? The starter box is 1 second. I gotta switch things up. There we go. Boom. Boom. Starter box bundle is $199, and since I'm in the US, it's just a flat $20 entry, $20 shipping. All taxes and tariffs and all that is paid for. There is apparently a bundle for the starter box. Where's it at? Oh, it's right here. Oh, interesting. Okay, there is like definitely different bundles and all that good fun stuff. Oh, that's terrain. That terrain looks kind of cool. Interesting. All right, so and then to get the bundle of the starter box and the Protoss starter set, it's like $289, and then flat shipping of 20. It's like a total of 300 almost, it's 309 total. It would be 309 total for me. Chat, if you want me to play the official tabletop, get in there and start helping me out. Throw in those tips. That would be very helpful. Anyway, yeah, chat. Okay, that's gonna have to go ahead and be all I have for today. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We will be back tomorrow to learn more on this game. I can't wait. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And see you all tomorrow. Bye.